Okay, good evening. Yes. Okay. Okay, good evening everyone. So we are about to start our web conferencing or our coaching seminar for this evening. Today is December 2. So malapit ang Pasko. So good evening everyone. So yan, naririnig ba ako? Is everyone hearing me right now? Ayan. Nako. Ayos. So, yeah, let's just wait for some of the people to come in. I think in a little while, the number of attendees will spike in just a short while. So, please tell your classmates if they, or your friends, if they are also signed up for this free coaching to attend now. Please tell them that they just need to log into the free portal. So, the one that you registered previously, magla-log in lang kayo doon. Tapos doon sa menu, somewhere around the right part of the portal, meron doon free coaching, and then you just click session 1. Okay? Just tell them that's how we do things, okay? So we were told that there are somewhere around I think we will spike up to 200 plus students in a little while. Some of them are not logged into the chat box, but if you were able to log into the chat box, much better, so that later on we will we'll have a better discussion. Okay, so yeah, I think you can log into the chat box either as a guest, but please you indicate your real name at least. You provide a real name, or if you can log in as using your Facebook account or your Google account or whatever account you're using. I think that there's an option there you can log in. And as you can see in the screen, if you are on the road right now and you cannot chat, you can really chat using the mobile or using your tablets. You can actually just watch the video. I placed the chat box actually at this portion. Okay, so right now the chats and the messages are streaming real time. So yung nakikita niyo mga messages dyan, real time yan. Okay. Yeah, para tayong yung shopping, yung mga online TV shopping, okay? So but anyway, later on we will have a much better discussion, and I will also ask you guys some comments, and also if we need to discuss something about the topic, you can freely chat in the chat box as well. Now, supposedly there can be a web conferencing option. So you can see in your menu right now, dun sa student portal wherein you are right now. Meron doon nakalagay talk with audio or video. The problem is I was not able to set it up correctly today. So ang mangyayari ngayon is our interaction is through chat. Okay? So later on, if I ask questions, or if you need to ask me a question, or you have some insights, you have a eureka moment, or you have an aha moment, you want to share it with the group, you can just chat it in the chat box. Okay? So for today, our topic is about values. Okay? So probably you are wondering, sir, of all the things that we can discuss in the so I have a coffee. Oh my god, it's a Hello Kitty. Anyway, if you have a coffee or any drink that you're taking right now, just go on with it. In a little while we'll have dinner, no, after this coaching session. But maybe most of you are wondering, bakit sa lahat ng topic na po pwede nating i-discuss on the first day, and even on this orientation, we are talking about values. Okay? Some of the other institutions, some of the review centers, or probably even your school will we'll start by, okay, how to do test-taking strategies. What are your topics that you're finding it difficult? What are some of the questions that you expect in the board exam? And then there are top-notchers who will tell their testimonials, etc. Um, I chose to discuss values because I find it very important when it comes to career planning. Okay, if you will be very serious with your careers, I'm not sure how many of you are first takers, first exam takers, and how many of you are retakers. I do expect the retakers already have their jobs right now, but first things first. Not because you have a job, you have a career. Okay? Boom! It's not because you're working, you have a career. Boom! Okay? So, in a couple of free coaching sessions that we have, I think in the second or third coaching sessions, we will go deeply into the idea of career. But before we can even appreciate creating our career plans, we need to really have this clarity of our values, okay? Because of a lot of reasons. And that's why I take this opportunity to discuss values as our first topic in the coaching session, okay? Great. So, yeah, I'll just share our slide. Teka, check ko lang ha. Yon. Okay. So, why are values important in your career? So basically, this is just a short, sweet discussion about values, okay? And probably most of you have a rudimentary understanding about values, okay? It's about what I hold on to as a person, what's my belief in life, or what's my belief when it comes to love, or for example in creating a family, or having a business, or finding a job. So most of the time you have your own sets of values, and these values are actually nurtured on you since you are a baby going towards your adolescent years, even in your college years. Even universities have their own values. Probably you're seeing in the Facebook post right now, there are lots of posts and comments regarding UAAP, and it is highly centered on the idea of anong pinaglalaban nitong each of universities, because each of the universities have their own sets of values and their traditions as well. Okay? And even in your family, you grow up in a certain environment wherein there are beliefs and norms, traditions, diba? You know this. So the idea is these values actually influences our decisions and behavior over time. Okay, and that's why it's very important, because if you want to do, or if you're very serious with your career development, then it's important, okay, to have clarity in what you believe in yourself, what you believe in the work that you will do, and even in life in general. Okay, so I will share to you some of my tidbits and words of wisdom, so that later on tonight you will be able to reflect, ano bang mga values meron ako, or ano bang values ang dapat kong i-prioritize. Okay, so this is actually something a little bit debatable. Can you actually assume a certain values as yours? Yung bang, okay, kasi yung iba ganun mukhang yung honesty, mukhang magandang value yon, so dapat meron ako nun. Okay? O yung iba sinasabi, okay, innovation, o kaya commitment, o kaya efficiency, no? Gusto ko yun, magandang pakinggan yun. I need that to have in me. I need that values. Can you actually do that? I mean, you know that values are being inculcated to us since we are a young child. and it's part of the culture, it's part of the family traditions. uh, it might be very difficult to you to assume a value, certain values that are not originally inculcated to you. Okay, so there might be certain difficulties along the way when it comes to that, but it's possible. Ako, kasi it's debatable eh. Even in the academic circles, it's debatable. But for me, my personal take on this and how I observe people around me is that people can actually assume the right values. They can actually foster the right values if they really commit into becoming a better person. Okay, so that's why we are discussing this so that there will be clarity. Okay, so it's the one thing that you need to realize tonight, no, is that at least you need to clarify the values that you have, okay, or some of the top 5 or top 10 values that you have that you feel that's very important for your career development, and that's why we're talking about this, okay. So first, probably this is something, the coaching sessions, by the way, before I jump into the tidbits of information that I'm talking about to you, the whole process or the whole thing that you are witnessing right now is the coaching sessions, okay. One of the coaching sessions that we will be doing to you guys as part of the review program. So whether you are in the free program or in the paid or the upgraded programs, you will be receiving coaching sessions. And I want to make clarifications regarding the term coaching. Okay, coaching is not about tutoring. Okay, so probably in the other review centers, traditionally, no, the review centers will call final coaching as part of their program. But in reality, the final coaching is about, okay, ano ba yung mga mahihirap na topics? Tapos aaralin nila yon. Saan ba ako mahina based sa mock exams? I-rationalize natin yon. Or magkakaroon tayo ng explanation or discussions. O kaya meron sila mga closed door meeting wherein yung mga secrets and strategies are being taught to the students. That final coaching is actually not the professional coaching that we, like me, the coaches are actually doing. No, coaching is more about eliciting insights and giving some guidance and bits of wisdom to a certain person regarding a certain topic or life skill, for example. Now, so, for example, like me, a career coach, and also I'm an academic coach, I help students to have better learning habits, to have better, to beat procrastination, to have more focus, to lessen distraction when it comes to studying. So it's more about the review habits. Okay, the academic coach, and then as a career coach, I want you guys to transition smoothly from being a student, from being a first-time board exam passer, going towards your careers. Okay, so that's actually the coaching in the international sense, the international community when it comes to coaching. That's how they do it. Okay, so yung coaching na ginagamit na term sa review center is actually mali eh, no? There's something wrong with it, okay? That's why I'm trying to always tell this even from day one when it started Spark Review Center in 2013, that Spark will not offer final coaching in the sense of tutoring, okay? Kasi iba yun eh, magkaiba sila. Parang sinabi mo yung mga psychologists, di ba? Psychologists have their profession. But pag sinabi mo, okay, yung mga psychologists pwede mag-prescribe ng gamot, di ba? You know that it's totally wrong. So you need to correct that. Same way with coaching and with coaches like me, okay? So we need to correct misinformation and things that are not not inside our skill set, okay? So yung final coaching, it's about tutoring, about hard topics. Ang mentoring naman, okay, so para tayo nagdi-discuss na ng IO, right? Sa IO psychology, di ba, din-discuss? So what's the difference between mentoring, consulting, coaching, etc.? Ang mentoring is more about a specific skill set, okay? So a certain person who is already very learned and very, they already have this experiences when it comes to, for example, sa HR. Okay? So if there will be a new employee, they will mentor them with certain skills and certain processes of that company so that the new employee will be able to what? To assume the roles of that employee in the future, okay? So magkaiba pa rin sila with the coaching, okay? So so just to highlight further, kasi baka yung iba sa inyo hindi familiar when it comes to the coaching. Baka most of you, this is your first time to have a coach, okay? And actually, even in the other countries, actually even in the Philippines, if you will hire a coach, you will actually need to pay lots of money, especially if you're doing executive coaching. So coaches are more about habits and systems. That's why as early as now, I'm trying to emphasize values and then later on career planning because I want you to have this system or framework on how you will do your careers in the future, okay? And then also to help you guys study effectively and also when it comes to the board exam scenario, we have lots of information based on the experiences of our students in the past. So I will be able to help you guys on those things, especially if you aim to pass the board exam and become a psychometrician. Okay? So that's just a segue so that kasi I'm not sure if most of you are if you are familiar with coaching. So I need to discuss that. Okay. So go back to the values, okay? So these are some of the things that I know when it comes to the values that maybe you guys want to reflect as well. Okay, so first, values provide rationales to our attitudes and behaviors. Okay, so probably this is the most commonly known information about values, and even in the academic circles, this is something how they conceptualize values. Okay, so of course, so imagine this. You are doing something and then someone will ask you, bakit mo ginagawa yan? For example, as simple as in the board exam. Bakit ka magre-review? Why are you reviewing in the first place? No? So why are you taking the board exam in the first place? Okay? So madalas yun ang tanong, 'di ba? So you will answer kasi gusto ko lang, okay? Or iniisip mo na gagamitin ko kasi sa trabaho, okay? So your behavior there is okay, you will do your review or you will take the board exam. Your attitude there is you have a positive attitude towards doing the board exam or becoming a psychometrician because you believe that okay, this will help you, okay? But the problem is if you go deeper, so bakit mo kailangan maging psychometrician sa trabaho mo? O bakit mo kailangan magtrabaho in the first place? Bakit mo kailangan maging professional in the first place? Okay? So, if you go deeper with the reasons of why we are doing things in life, if you will go deeper into the why do we have these beliefs, okay? Why do we want that professionals become ethical in the first place, okay? So, merong values na nagdi-dictate on why these things are actually happening, okay? And as you can see, values are really inculcated to us very early on in life. So probably, bakit mo gusto maging professional in the first place? Because you believe that professionalism is a values or a value that that's very important to you, okay? So you don't just want to work or have a job, an okay job, but you want a job or a career that's really up to the profession that you will be able to help other people, that the task and the things, the skill set that you will collect all the way with your careers are something very important to society. So may ganun kang aspeto, no? Kaya ganun yung nagiging behavior mo. There's a certain value that influences your behavior, okay? So that's why I want you to be very sentient and sensitive and to have that clarity when it comes to your values, because it can actually dictate your behaviors also, okay? So that's why we're talking about this, okay? Another thing is that the right values attract the right people. Okay, so here's what I know. In when you read books and when you read literatures about career development, this is something that always appears. Are you familiar with the person environment fit? Anyone? Are you familiar with the person environment fit? Familiar ba kayo doon? So in it's actually a framework not only used in the IO psych field or in the HR, but even in family systems theory and other things. Um, it's about a certain person should fit to a certain environment, and they also attract the people around them with the right values. Okay, it's as simple as birds of the same feathers flock together, right? You know that saying. Pero pag tao, wala naman tayong feathers. We cannot say that people of the same feathers. So it's about people with the same values attract the same person with the same values, okay? So people of the same values flock together, okay? And if you have the right values, you attract the people that also have the right mindset, okay? That's why I'm discussing values to you guys, because dito sa Spark, we have a very specific culture, very specific value set of the professionals, okay? Over the years since 2013 until now, our students have this they're unique in the sense that if you look around the psychology community, okay, you can really pinpoint and identify people who are from Spark, okay, because of the values that later on I will share to you. And it's because our review center are attracting even before the right people with these values, okay? So we're not just attracting, okay, everyone should come in. No, as much as possible, we always explain to them that being part of our community is about making our community being empowered and at the same time being ethical and all those things. So that's why even before we attract the students that have the right mindset, the right habits, and the values that can pass the board exam, and not only that, to become a psychometrician or psychologist that our society really needs. Okay, so that's why values are very important with Spark. Now, another idea: value should be your number one consideration when looking for a job. Okay, so this is unconventional. Okay, probably this is your first time to hear this. Okay, anyone who's working, can you chat in the chat box? Ano yung laging unang-una yung hinahanap pag maghahanap kayo ng trabaho? Magkano sweldo? Di ba? Anong gagawin? Anong schedule? Right? Sino dito yung naghanap ng kumpanya at tinitignan nila kung ano yung kultura? Okay? So ito yung pinakamalapit na ginagawa ng iba, right? Pero values hindi nila masyado tinatanong na okay, ano bang values nitong company? I will work in San Miguel. I want to work with San Miguel. Pero bakit? Ano bang values meron ng San Miguel? Okay, I want to work with BDO. Okay? Ano bang values ng company nila meron? Okay? So most of the time we are not actually trained to do that. Ang nangyayari kasi pagtapos natin gumraduate, ang hinahanap natin, okay, ano kayang trabaho yung may malaking kita agad? Katatapos pa lang ng graduate, malaking kita agad, di ba? What you need to find in the job that you are in a company that you will be in is what values they have, okay? And probably the nearest idea is what kind of culture they have, okay? Is this company the kind of company na they want competition, okay? 'Di ba may mga ganon na lalo sa call center community. Anyone who's working in the call center, 'di ba? May mga ganon. there are some people who are working in the call center community. The environment is very competitive, di ba? May mga goals sila every week, etc. May mga quota sila. So, a certain person who's also competitive and really want to have that game and challenge to themselves will want to work in that kind of community or with that kind of company because their values are actually fit with that kind of environment. But for someone who doesn't want that kind of, for example, me, I don't like competition so much, okay? I believe that I need to only compete with myself and I want to see what the other people are doing because I will model what works, what didn't work. But I don't want to compete. So kapag ganun yung environment, I might not work very well on that kind of environment. I might feel left out or parang feeling ko mapopolitika lang ako, parang ganun, no? So you need to look into the culture and the values of a certain company before you step in, okay? And at the same time, this is what I know, okay? And this is what you should also think about. If you know that you have, or at least you are one of the people who are not that ordinary, okay? This is something that I want you to realize. Don't think that you are just an ordinary employee looking for a job and going on to a day-to-day basis para lang kumita, magkapera, magtatrabaho ako, mag-overtime ako para magkaroon ako ng pera. Next year na ako magre-resign para may 13th month pay ako. You know those things, right? I want you to realize or at least to start think about yourself na you're not just an ordinary employee, okay? And also, by thinking that way, hindi ibig sabihin na ikaw lang ang may kailangan ng trabaho. The company actually is the one needing you because you have a certain skill set or at least you have the right values that the company also likes about you, no? So you're not just an ordinary employee. You are a certain asset waiting to be grabbed by a certain company because your values fit with their own values as well. So if you have that mindset, di ba, you will not be just, okay, kung ano lang makita mo sa job street, may job street pa ba? Anyway, kung ano makita mo online or sa Facebook, you just grab, no? Hindi eh. You need to look into in your values and polarize it on the companies that have the same values with you, and probably those environment are the ideal environment for you guys. Okay. So that's one tip that that I want you to realize now. Okay? So another one is, so let's get back to the slide. Another one is the hardest times are dealt with values. Okay? So think about this. Do you have any can you remember a certain instance from your life that you really felt that you are on the edge, okay? Parang nasagad ka na dun sa kakayahan mo or lahat ng options mo wala na. You're really stressed and parang everything is just you're just waiting for everything to fall down, okay? And then you need to create the right decision, okay? Or you are forced or your circumstances need you to decide, okay? Do I need to go abroad? Okay. Will I take masters? Or I don't have money anymore. What should I do? Etc. Or probably some family problems. Okay. Or even love life. I'm not sure what hardest times you have. Okay. I understand your hardest times. And we have all those things. Every one of us experiences those things. But imagine those times and then think about the things that you did, okay? Those times that demands you to do something or decide something, you did those decisions because of values, okay? Okay. If everything is already on the edge, logic doesn't work anymore, okay? Parang ang hirap ng mag-rationalize na, okay, hindi kailangan kong gawin ito, etc. sometimes you just decide on the hunch, at least intelligent hunch naman. But if you will reflect back, it's about values. It's your values that, for example, most of the families, their fathers are going abroad. I think there's no father that wants to go away and leave their families behind, right? No, so I'm telling this because most of us experience these things, and even in with my research back then in LaSalle, we have that concern. I did some research with OFW families, and I can really see the hardships that these families are encountering. But at the end of the day, the parents who go abroad, their decision is about the values. Okay, it's about I want to provide the best for my family. Okay, I want it's better to sacrifice early than to have problems later on that my son wasn't able to go to school, or may nagkasakit tapos they were not able to provide. So those things, you will be able to uh, to decide on those things because of values. Okay, and then I can remember my father. My father is a serial OFW person. He's always abroad. Okay, because that's the value that they have in the family. They need to provide. But I can remember him telling me the last time that we saw each other, sabi niya sa akin, don't ever be an OFW. Sabi niya sa akin yun. Oh, that's weird, no? And probably your fathers or your mothers who are also OFW will have that statement. Sabi niya, um, don't ever be an OFW, okay? Um, Regardless of whatever circumstances, okay? Do something else. Parang ganun na sabi niya, okay? That's actually the values that my father inculcated to us to be OFW. Because you know what happened to us, it's the family that, even with our research in the past, if a certain family, they have an OFW family member, there's a lot of changes that will happen in the family structure. Okay, so that's one thing. So you can just imagine those situation. Okay, it will dictate whatever decisions or behaviors that you will do in the future. And even with the, for example, retakers. Okay, from time to time I was able to talk to different retakers. Anyone in the chat room who are retakers? Anyway, most of you will probably find it weird and difficult, but you still decided though that you want to retake the exam again. Anyone who have had that experience from the chat box? Anyone who can share or just say yes, yes, I'm that person, diba? I mean, bumagsak na ako. Actually, there was even someone who messaged me last night. Lahat ng exam since 2014 nag-take siya. 2014, 15, 16, 17, 18, lahat yon binagsak niya. And that person is asking me some help and guidance. Because all throughout the years, nag-ano siya, ang ginagawa lang niya ay self-review. Okay? So you can just imagine the pain of those retakers who will retake again the board exam kahit once pa lang no? I mean, ang hirap yung idea na, okay, bumagsak na ako. Ano ang assurance mo na papasa ako ulit? Okay? But I always tell you guys that if you are a retaker, you have higher chances of passing because you have that experience. But this is something that might not be very evident to you, right? Baka nalaman nyo lang yun dahil nabanggit ko. Pero most of the time, pag nakita nila, ay wala yung pangalan ko, napanghihinaan na sila agad ng loob. Nalulungkot na sila and feeling nila hindi na nila kayang pumasa. Minsan nga nagiging indifferent sila. Yun yung napapansin ko sa mga students. They become indifferent with the board exam. They feel that, okay, hindi ko naman kailangan yan. Naku, nagsayang lang ako ng pera. Okay, minsan they will sour grape into the idea na, okay, pumasa nga sila tapos mag-iipon naman sila ng CPD points, etc. etc. Okay? But for those who decided, like you guys who just message me here now, okay, yes, I will retake. Yes, that's me. Okay, your decision to retake or to decide to retake the board exam next year is really a very difficult decision. Okay, and failing the board exam is one of the hardest and probably one of the yung alam mo yung may kurot sa puso na ba't ako bumagsak, etc. And for you to decide to take the board exam, walang ano I mean, it's not about logic eh. It's more about the values that you have. Like for example, some of you might have that value of yung no pain, no gain. Okay? So some people have that idea na, okay, sa simula lang yan. These are just challenges. Okay? That's if there are some pains, it means that there are some better gains in the future. That's why I still need to take the board exam. So imagine if you have that kind of values or opinion or belief, then it will be your tipping point to retake the board exam. Or kung talagang anting dinum yung sense of professionalism sa inyo, yung idea na hindi talagang kailangan kong pumasa dito sa board exam, okay? I think I will serve my community, I will be able to serve my job, my work, my career if I have that license. So kung ganun yung mindset mo, then that will help you decide and that's a tipping point to retake the board exam. And I get you guys, okay? If you are here, no, so katulad nga sabi ni guest 227 na sabi niya, masakit yung 3 points na nga yan, di ba? In the near future we will have some coaching sessions about that. But the reality is most of you guys who are retakers, kaunti na lang yan. I mean, most of the time ang mga students na natanong ko nasa 74, 73. I mean, just 2 points. If you will compute the grades, you will just need some 5.7 points on a certain subject, you will pass, okay? So kung ganun ang idea mo, 'di ba, sayang naman. So you can still take the board exam. Okay? So always remember that the hardest times are dealt with values. And in the future that you encounter a very difficult situation, you will go back to your values. You will go back to your beliefs. And you will be able to decide better. So ibig sabihin, you need to have the right values, right? So another idea is your values dictates your success, okay? And as you can see, we're talking about this over and over again a while ago. And it's not surprising that having the right values will actually help you guys decide and go forward and move on. So imagine this, okay? If there are some people who have this idea that okay na yung I need to be content with my life, diba? You probably heard this with your parents or some of your brothers na okay na ako basta meron na akong magandang trabaho, meron akong bahay, kontento na ako doon. Okay? And there are some people that if they fail, they just sige, okay na, hanap na lang ako ng ibang bagay. Baka hindi talaga to para sa akin, okay? This is what I want you to realize. Aside from the one that I told you a while ago that you need to think about yourself, not just an ordinary employee, okay? I want you guys to assume a life na it's not just okay, okay? So if you're that person na if we ask you, how's your life? Okay, how's your work? Okay lang. I'm good. No? Kamusta yung pag-aaral mo? Ayos naman, pumapasa naman, etc. So, starting from now, please, no, always tell to yourself that I want to be successful in life, okay? And being successful is not about being the number one, okay? Being successful is not about being the best in the crowd or in the class or having becoming a top student or becoming the highest paid employee, etc. No. Success is about being fulfilled, okay? So the idea that you are fulfilled in life or you set a goal, you set a certain challenge to yourself, and you are fulfilled and you are content or you are satisfied with the outcome, that's it. That's what I call success. Okay, and if in the process you are happy about it, you feel enthusiastic about the things that you're doing. So even if you're not the top notcher, even if you're not the number one student, even if you're not earning so much, but you get this satisfaction, this happiness, this fulfillment in the things that you are doing, and the plans that you're doing in your life are being followed, that's success. Okay, and if that's the definition of being a successful person, sino tayo para hindi magkaroon ng ganong klase ng values of the idea na I want to be a successful person, okay? Or success-driven tayo, okay? Or we always move forward going towards success, okay? So that's one idea that I want you to realize and think about tonight, okay? So values dictates your success, okay? Now, these are some of the professional values that our Spark students have in them, okay? Hindi pala siya hindi pala napapakita yung slide. Okay, so these are the professional values that our students over the years and you guys probably can see for yourself or think about whether do I have this or is this something relevant to me? Okay, because being clear about your values is important, right? As what we have discussed a while ago. And certain values actually help us become better professionals, okay? Some values help us to become better in our careers. And the values that you're seeing in front of your screens are the things that most of the Spark students have in them in common. And I want you guys to check yourselves, reflect on this, if these are something very relevant to you. Or if you want to have this in you and you commit to have these values or make them part of your system, okay? Number one with our professional values is being advocacy driven, okay? I always tell to my students that, okay, you are part of Spark Review Center, but you are not just here just to do the review, okay? You are part of our community because we have some advocacies that we need to hold on to, okay? For example, our mental health field is just, it's a budding field, okay? The psychology profession is just one of the newest profession here in the Philippines. And even the mental health law is just new, okay? So, sabi ko nga sa mga students ko, yun palang malaking advocacy na to help people understand what mental health is, okay? And aside from that, probably you guys have your own advocacies as well, okay? I remember back then in 2013 when I started the Spark Review Center, sabi ko, one of my motivation is this, I to continue with the business, to make the business profitable. Every year, I will sponsor a children from the World Vision. You know World Vision? Anyone who have anyone who's a sponsor in World Vision from the chat box? Anyone? Familiar kayo sa World Vision? World Vision is an institution. It's a foundation that helps students study. Those students who cannot study or a community wherein they are the poorest of the poor, they help them to study. Okay. So since ako pinag-aral din ako ng mga kamag-anak ko ng tita ko, they finance my study when I was still in college and even in the masters. Sabi ko I need to also pay this thing forward. No? I need to pay it forward. That's why I every year, every batch na meron merong nagko-conduct ng review ng ang Spark, every year merong akong ini-sponsor na bagong estudyante sa World Vision. Okay, I think we have already 6 or 7 students na ini-sponsor, and that's one of my personal advocacy aside from mental health, right? So you guys, what are some of your advocacies? What are some of the things that you do not just for yourself, but for other people? Okay? Kasi iba sabi nila, okay, I want a purpose-driven life. Parang may libro na gano'n, di ba? I want my life to have purpose. Okay? But most of the time, the purpose is personal in nature. I mean, it's something about you or about the family, etc. But what are the things that you can do for your society or for the other people? Okay, what things do you advocate? Okay, as a professional. Okay, so those things are I want you to think about tonight. Aside from the idea of professionalism. Okay. So, professionalism encompasses almost everything about your profession. It's not just about, okay, following or loving the code of ethics, being ethical, but also in the way you do your work. Okay? So, in the future, when you do your work, you need to be professional. You need to maintain your integrity. Okay? And you need to be honest to your clients. You need to have that compassion to your clients. Okay, so some of the institution, for example, I remember when I was still a student in UST, University of Santo Tomas. Anyone who's from UST here? So I graduated in UST in 2008, and one of the values that UST have is compassion, competence, commitment, and compassion. Okay, for me, I summarize all of those as part of professionalism. Okay, so you can't just be compassionate without being competent. You can just be competent without having that commitment or compassion. Yung iba kasi ang galing-galing, no? Competent, pero hindi naman tumutulong sa kapwa niya. Or walang compassion dun sa client nila. Okay? Ang tingin dun sa mga client na merong disorder is someone na wala nang pag-asa sa buhay, no? Pero hindi dapat ganun eh. So, as part of being professional, you have all those package of being a person with integrity, who is ethical. Nangungulit yung anak ko. Tingnan mo. Upo ka dito. Ha? So that's professionalism for me. Okay? And that's why I always highlight this when I discuss values. Because I want you guys to also think for yourself, reflect on this, and check whether professionalism is something that you can relate to, okay? And probably you need to, no? Because you will become psychometricians or psychologists in the future. You need to be professional. Ang kulit ng anak ko, pasensya. Sige. Next is being solution-focused, okay? So, Instead of thinking about the problems, you always think about solutions. Okay? Ang nangyayari kasi ganito, most of the time, kapag may problema, anong default na ginagawa ng mga tao pag may problema? Bakit nangyari yun? 'Di ba? Ano ba, kayo guys, anong ginagawa niyo pag there's some problems in the family, some problems in school? Anong ginagawa niyo? Bakit nangyari to? Bakit hindi niya ginawa to? Sinong may sala? Okay? So, laging ganon. Even in our country, right? Even in our politics, ganon. Sisihan tayo ng sisihan. Pero, walang nag-iisip kung anong solusyon. Okay? When you become psychometricians and become psychologists in the future, you will be encountering lots of issues along the way. Issues with your clients. Okay? Some ethical dilemmas along the way. Even some concerns in the society when it comes to mental health, advocacies, etc. There will be problems along the way. You will encounter that. If you can't encounter any dilemma, then you are not a professional. Okay? So, being an ordinary employee, you will not encounter problems. I mean, pag ordinary employee, you'll just, stamp. You just stamp, okay, check. Wala kang magiging problema doon. Pero pag professional ka na, maraming responsibilities na nakaatang sa'yo. Maraming responsibilities na gagawin mo at pagdidesisyonan mo. At mga problemang darating sa'yo. So the more problems you have, it means the more responsibilities you have. And if you have bigger problems in your life, it means that you are what? Positioned to have a better success in the future. Okay? And so, if that's the concern, then don't deal with the problem. Deal with the solution. Always think about, how can I solve this? How can, anong pwede kong gawin? Kung wala akong magagawa, sino ang pwede kong tawagin para matulungan ako? Okay? Even in the review, guys. Okay? If you find that a certain subject or topic is difficult, okay, solve that immediately. Okay? Yung iba ang ginagawa kasi, ay, ang hirap naman ito, iba na lang babasahin ko. Ay, ang hirap naman ito, magko-concentrate na lang ako sa isang subject. Okay? So, the idea is, you solve the problem. You find a way to at least mitigate the concerns so that it will not blow away. Okay? So, sabi nga ni Dave do sa chat, no? Sabi niya, anticipate the problem. Okay? That's good. No? So, si guest number 924, sabi niya, solution-based therapy, yes. That's also inspired with that. Anyone familiar with solution-focused therapy? Yung mga brief psychotherapy techniques natin, the solution-focused therapy. If you I want to digress here for a moment because anyway, most of you are psychology people naman. You know this. If you will be able to hear the statement or the interaction in a certain cognitive behavioral therapy session versus sa isang solution-focused therapy session, makikita mo sa CBT, puro tanong lang ng tanong. So what happened? Blah, blah, blah. What do you think? Blah, blah, blah. What can you do? Blah, blah, blah. Why is this, what do you think is the reason why is this happening? We're able to puro tanong lang na anyone was able to listen in a cognitive behavioral therapy session. Puro ganon. Okay, ilalabas yung insight. Pero at the end of the day, what are we doing? Actually, they will be doing something. They will do the journaling, they will do the assignments, but it's not targeting the problem itself. I mean, anyway, that's my point of view, okay? That's why I love the solution-focused therapy or the brief therapies more than the other methodology. Anyway, I digress a little bit because I find it important to discuss. Anyway, action-oriented, okay? So, even if you have advocacies, even if you are competent as a person, even if you think about a certain solution, any one of you have problems in life, and then suddenly you know the solution, pero ang anong ginawa nyo, natulog lang kayo. You didn't act on it. Okay? So this is what I know, okay? You need to take action every day. Okay? Any one of you who experiences the idea na or yung feeling na parang stagnant yung buhay ko. Meron ba sa inyong gano'n? Anyone? Although it's not our goal to have therapy in the chat box today. So we will not do therapy in the chat box. But probably may mga ganun tayong instances in life na parang feeling mo stagnant yung buhay mo, parang walang nangyayari sa buhay mo, or parang paulit-ulit lang. Anyone, may ganun, di ba? May mga times na pero may mga times naman na parang laging aktibo yung buhay, parang laging may nagaganap. Pero may mga times na ganun, no? So, if you feel that way, if in the future you feel that way, always think about something that you need to do. Probably you're not doing something, that's why you are not moving forward. Okay? And so that's why I'm discussing these things to you so that you'll be able to it can elicit insight, it can elicit reflection on you, okay? Kasi yung iba ganun they just they just go on with life, okay? But you need to control whatever things happening in you, okay? And by doing so, if you want to control what's happening in your life, then you need to take action. You need to do something. Or else life will do something on you. So mamimili ka. Do you want to do something so that you can drive your life towards success? O gusto mo bahala na yung destiny magpatakbo ng buhay mo and you don't know where to go? So the choices are very clear, right? So you need to take actions every day. And I have a dedicated session on this. I think we have a session on this in the future coaching session regarding taking actions. Okay, and even in the email coaching, I think I will be sending some things in the email regarding taking action. Okay, so that's a value that Spark professionals are have in them. No, they always take action and also drive to success, passion towards success. Okay, so don't be satisfied in having an okay life. Okay, always dream of something that's bigger than you, bigger than the problems you have. Okay, and also for the profession itself. Okay, not just only okay, I want to have a better job, I want to have a good job, but always think of what can I contribute to the profession so that everyone inside the community will grow, will have success. Okay, so those things are very important. Okay, so that's it. I think we have almost an hour already of discussion. Anyone who have something to say? Actually, ang dami natin chat. Oh. Let's just read some of the chat here. Okay, so ayan. I will be reading some of the chats later on. But yeah, thank you guys for coming in this first coaching session. In the future, probably there will be longer sessions, or there might be shorter sessions, depending on the topic. Okay, and if you were able to log into your free the student portal, you will be able to see at the menu the topics scheduled for the sessions. Right. Next week, so basically every 2 weeks we will have coaching sessions like this. Okay. And then when we go full blast by February, every week there will be follow-ups. But it might not be in the form of a webinar, but probably either an email or whatever means of communicating with you regarding review. Okay, regarding the review schedules. Kasi ang mangyayari, we have this first coaching session today, and then next week we will have a specific coaching session for specific groups of people. So I will be emailing you guys some guidelines when it comes to the groups of people that I want to talk to. Okay? So yung mga retakers will join a certain specific session next week, next 2 weeks, December 16. Ano yung nakaschedule sa ano natin? I think December 16 yon. December 16, there will be a coaching sessions like this na targeted sa specific group of people. So, I'm thinking about retakers. So, lahat ng retakers magsasama-sama sa certain time of day. And then, yung mga first-time takers, may mga undergrad students pa tayo dito. So, yung mga undergrad students, you will be joining in one session and we will talk about your specific needs. I will be also talking about mothers in particular. Every year there are mothers who are taking the board exam. They are a specific niche of professionals who are taking the board exam. Meron ba dito sa audience na nanay? Meron bang nanay? May mga nanay ba dito? No, so every year merong or they just got married, 'di ba? Iba yung dynamics, no? I specifically saw this with my wife, and may tatay din, no, 'di ba? So yun, I specifically see this with my students and even with my wife. There's a different dynamics. There's a different need, and they have different sets of needs and challenges. Okay, so I want to talk to them as well. And I'm thinking of another group. Probably I'll announce it in the following days. So mangyayari in December 16, may segment ng oras na a-attendan ninyo depende sa grupo kung nasan kayo. Kasi para ayun, yung mga matatanda na, I mean, matagal nang gumraduate, buti na paalala ni Ma'am Shelo Vidanes. Yung mga gumraduate na matagal na tapos babalik sila ulit. Yun. Merong certain group of people na iba rin yung needs nila. So, I want to talk to you guys group per group so that I will be able to ask specifically how can we serve better? No? How can I serve you on the highest level? And what are your needs? No? So that will be on December 16. Okay? Yeah. And then, so just before we end our discussion, no, so with the student portal that you are logging in right now, the videos are there already except for assessment and the handouts, okay? We will be releasing the assessment videos and the handouts in the following weeks, okay? So we're just letting the students register first. And then we are still polishing the whole student portal. But everything will be provided there. Okay, you have 2 mock exams for free, and then all the videos are there. And also, I need to follow up a certain video in IO. Baka nung tinitignan nyo, baka hindi nyo napansin, wala yung training and development. Because it was there's a segment in the video lecture ni Sir Joff na meron yatang copyrighted material from National Geographic. So, hindi siya pwedeng i-upload online. Mabablock yung video. So, I'm still editing that video so that it can be uploaded online safely. Okay? But everything will be provided there. Or probably some of the parts of the menu, may mga placeholders pa. Kasi inaayos ko pa yun. Especially with the coaching sessions. Okay? So, we have 4 free coaching sessions all the way to January. You will be attending that. The second one is yun nga sa December 16. I think January na yung susunod. January 6. And then every Sunday. Okay? So, every Sunday at 6 p.m. we'll have, every 2 weeks now, we will have a session, a coaching sessions such as this. Okay? And there are different topics along the way. All the way towards the board exam. Okay? So, how was it? Ayan, binabasa ko ibang comments eh. Probably in the future, I will be bringing in a moderator. Si Christian, I have an assistant, si Christian, who's from time to time doing, assisting me on things, no? So, and nasa practicum siya, so hindi niya ako matulungan as of now. But in the future, I will be doing heavy moderation with the chat box so that we can do lots of interaction. And also, we will have some web conferencing elements. So, in the future, if there will be a need for us to really go deeper with the sharing, or some of you will have certain stories to tell or examples or experiences, then we will have a web conferencing element in this conference. Okay? The test bank, ayan, sabi ni Rachel, test bank, we have 2 mock exams that we will be giving for free. Okay? And then, also with the answer keys and the video rationalization. Okay? Itong buong free review na nakikita nyo online, this is the distance learning program that we have in the past years. No? We just made it available online. Okay? And then if you want, if you can allot a budget to you guys, if you can allot a budget for the upgrades, then you may do so. Okay, we'll be releasing the book in April 2019. So as you can see in the screen, no, if you want the essentials plan, that's just 3,700. If you want to really go to the live review, kasi yung iba ganito. Some students have specific needs. Okay, merong iba na kaya nila mag-review just by themselves. Actually, may iba pa nga, gusto nila mag-review, self-review, kasi naguguluhan sila. If they are in the class, naguguluhan sila. Working people wanted to study on their own pace and their own time. Okay? And this self-review is really a one big saving and a one big solution to your problems when it comes to working people. Okay, that you can attend. Pero may iba naman at gusto nila talagang umattend ng live. Parang, kasi ini-interview ko yung mga students in the past. For whatever reason, for whatever personal reason, some students wanted the idea na nasa loob sila ng classroom or nasa loob sila ng auditorium and listening to a certain person in front of them. Okay, so if you're that kind of person, then you definitely want to join the boot camp on July. But if you just want the books or some upgrades, we also have some upgrades like our essentials plan. That's just 3,700. We'll give you the ebooks of our books in 2000 in April, this coming April. Or if you want the battle plan, wherein everything will be included there already, but you're not attending the live review. So just read the details of the upgrades. If you need the upgrade, then go for it. But if you can do the self review alone, then that's good. No, we provided already everything for your use. Okay, so anyhow, next week, next December 16, we'll have, just wait for my email and my instructions regarding that specific groupings so that I will be going deeper with your needs in the future. Okay? And tonight, before you sleep, and probably after you watch KMJS, maya-maya, nanonood ba kayo every Sunday? Anyway, just before you sleep, no, the last thing that you want to reflect is, what are the values that you have? What are some of the relevant values that you prioritize and you want to bring with you as you go along with your careers? And of course, I want to show you again the Spark professional values that we have that probably can relate to you as well. So, asan kayo dyan? What relates to you? What advocacy drives you? How can you be professional in your career in the future? What solutions do you have with your problems? Or how do you take action every day and so that you can achieve your success in your career? Okay? So, thank you guys for attending this session. Have a great evening. So, let's have dinner and have a wonderful evening and weekend to everyone. Okay? Bye, guys. See you in the next 2 weeks.